Good morning. It was on one of those days when the sun breaks through the palm trees in my garden onto the earth, a soft golden glow that transforms the shadows into delicate patterns. On such days, I tended to stroll alone through the streets of Athens, hoping to see the world in a different light. But today my walk was to be different. This story begins not with the first steps on the familiar pavement, but with a deep sense of confusion that I experienced throughout the day. The walk began in the usual way. I crossed the dusty alleys, heated by the intense summer sun. The scent of freshly baked bread mingled with the smell of steaming water from the nearby baths. The bustling atmosphere of the city was a familiar companion for the first few moments, but soon the familiarity shifted to something unfamiliar, almost foreign. I wandered through unfamiliar streets that I hadn't recorded on my usual route or in my memories. The buildings, their walls glowing in warm ochres and soft reds, seemed to shimmer as if they were changing before my eyes. The sound of the city became quieter, as if an invisible cloth was gently muffling the sounds. Even the shadows under the trees seemed to grow longer and more mysterious. The loss of my usual orientation was not only physical, but also psychological. The familiar cornerstones of my thoughts that usually guided me through the day were no longer there. It was as if I had not only left the physical landscape, but also a familiar world of thoughts and beliefs. Suddenly I realized that I was in an area that I had never entered in my thoughts before. The houses I was now looking at seemed to behave like mirror images of my inner chaos. Every detail, be it the hint of gray on a brickwork or the unusual shape of a window, seemed to carry a deeper meaning that I could not immediately decipher. This visual shift led me to a state of reflection in which the difference between the physical world and the inner world became particularly tangible. All at once, a younger man approached me, his appearance both reassuring and unsettling. He spoke of the hidden paths of philosophy and the inner journey we must all undertake in order to recognize the true nature of the world. His words, as simple as they sounded, seemed to shed new light on the confusion that surrounded me. In this conversation, I realized that the Lost Walk was not only a spatial journey, but also a deep inner journey that made me reflect on the nature of my own beliefs and perception of the world. The thought of lost direction led to a realization that went deeper than any philosophical theory I had ever developed. Sometimes I realized the path through the unknown is not only a challenge, but also an opportunity for enlightenment. The loss of familiar orientation can force us to change our perspective and see the world with new eyes. It was a moment of awakening where the confusion revealed a clarity I hadn't recognized before. Today, recall a moment in your life when you felt lost or disoriented. How did this experience affect your view of yourself and the world? Think of the Lost Walk as a metaphor for personal exploration and growth. May this reflection help you recognize the value of the unknown in your own life and find the hidden paths to self-knowledge.